Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Soin versus Lucifer. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. On the top right hand side of the map, we have Soin spawning as the blue orc, going up against Lucifer spawning as the yellow undead. Undead versus orc in this 1v1 as things do get underway. Well, we know the range of time you'll be casting them. Alright. Well, yeah, was running a little bit late today. Didn't even know if I would cast live and said to myself, you know what, might as well cast a live stream it and have a little bit of company, just because having some company is, I don't know, it just feels nice, feels good. As I'm casting along, sometimes I can get distracted by the chat here. Anyways, we're going into an undead versus orc matchup. Should be looking at, well, Death Knight with ghouls to start. Meanwhile, we're looking at perhaps Blade Master and grunts. Could also go for Farseer with one solo grunt first, but based on the timing, well, we'll find out here in just a moment. It is going to be Blade Master with some grunts behind this. The Voodoo Lounge is being placed down. The timing on it shows that he should try and sell that Scroll of Town Portal, pick up some healing salves, and then actually be on his merry way. You can delay your Voodoo Lounge a little bit if you plan on creeping closely to your base and then come back and pick up those items before moving out to harass. All of those small decisions early on, setting up for the game later, really making a big impact. It's like the opening moves in chess. When you see certain things moved in a certain order, you kind of know the strategy that these players will be trying to go for, based on the timing and how to leverage your gold early on. From there, well, you have to start worrying about micro random item drops and random critters just starting to block your path. As we can take a look, the Blade Master is already on his way out, picked up one healing salve, one scroll of speed, and now gonna go ahead and clear out these creep camps here. Alright, so gonna clear out these creep camps and then, well, see where he gets to level 2. We are looking and waiting for that tech to tier 2 now. Need, I believe, a little bit more lumber, perhaps not keeping track. Wait for it. There it is. There's that tech to tier 2 as we were waiting, as an ensnare goes down on that scouting acolyte. Down to the south side, Death Knight with an army of ghouls, skeletal minions, and one peon trying to keep a little bit of distance, but still keep tabs on that Death Knight and where it could possibly be going. Claws of attack +4, not nearly as strong as its older brother 5 and 6, which were, well, in younger versions of the game, oddly enough. Coming back around, Death Knight gonna get in a nice windwalk strike on, or Death Knight gonna get in a nice windwalk strike by that Blade Master. Reverse that, as the Blade Master trying to finish off this ensnared ghoul. Ghoul down to 179 hit points. It does not look like it will get taken down. Meanwhile, the Murloc Flesh Eater, well, staying slightly above 100 hit points, so that the Death Knight is unable to land a big Death Coil. There's a Death Coil onto another ghoul instead, and now going to go ahead and get that surround on that Murloc Flesh Eater, and that will almost give that Death Knight level 2. Death Knight, a Blade Master now looking to back away here, does have dual slippers of agility, so that damage is actually rather high already. Those slippers of agility representing, well, 3 attack and almost 1 armor each, as the Blade Master tries to, well, continue to harass here. Lucifer trying to keep his distance, trying to stay safe with that Death Knight. We see an ensnare go down on another ghoul, and with that ensnare on that ghoul, the Blade Master had free reign to try and take it down. But the Blade Master now starting to be limited on actual mana. There's a Death Coil, but multiple low hit point ghouls means one of them will get taken down. You can take a look at this Blade Master here. He's just going to get that final shot off. No boots of speed, trying to get that hit there. Is he going to get the kill? Yes, he does, and now makes his way back down. Death Knight did use a replenishment potion, will get a little bit of hit points and, just as important, mana to keep these remaining units alive. Coming back around at the main base, tech to tier 2 halfway done for the undead. Meanwhile, orc already nearing completion here. We should be looking at a shadow hunter quickly and perhaps going into that bestiary. 1 or 2 bestiaries, a definite probability, as the Blade Master tries to keep its distance with a grunt just continually scouting out this Death Knight creep pattern. 5-4-4 creep camp. Well, going to easily surround that Tuskar Trapper with that medium armor, takes it down in pretty much no time flat as the Death Knight now perhaps tries to land us around, forcing a wind walk on that Blade Master. Blade Master going to get a death coil, excuse me, Death Knight going to get a death coil off on the Blade Master who was chasing, and the Blade Master now looking for another easy target. Will it be able to find one as the Blade Master trying to slice and dice through these ghouls? Unholy Aura coupled with Blight regeneration coupled with Unholy Aura regeneration means these ghouls should be safe for quite some time. Death Knight now wandering back off to the north here. Blade Master looking to finish off this Ogre Magi, and the Death Knight actually higher up in level, and it looks like it may continue to stay that way as the Blade Master has not been able to really disrupt as much as he would normally like. Blade Master is right there. Who's going to get the experience? Blade Master gets the experience with that final shot, and the Death Knight, however, I believe he gets the item. Potion of Greater Healing, a big item right there as the Scroll of Speed now trying to chase down a low hit point ghoul. Death Coil a split second late as, well, it was already delivered but lost its target in transit. Right, we could be looking at the Shadow Hunter perhaps trying to land down a Hex here. Death Knight just shy of level 3. That's going to be a big deal as the Lich now, well, ready to join in on the battlefield. Tech to tier 3 has already begun. Still no Slaughterhouse as of yet. Well, I take it back. Slaughterhouse being placed down by Lucifer now, or Luchel, or Michael, whatever he wants to be called this day of the week. Hey, Burrow Rush, how you doing? Death Knight comes across, gets a death coil off onto, I believe, a total suspecting grunt. Meanwhile, the Shadow Hunter has Hex first, does not have Healing Wave, and that's going to open things up as the Death Knight able to clear out the Null Assassins and the Null Brutes here. This will give a little bit more experience to the Death Knight, obviously. And, well, the Lich needs to start joining in on this experience race as well. Back off to the north, we are going into tier 3, so both sides very heavy into tier 3. Both sides' armies are relatively small right now. Soin actually a little bit higher, but that's because he has Kodo Beast and those Wind Riders. Wind Riders very supply heavy. Still, my personal belief that well, Wind Riders they need something at tier 3 to help like just lower their supply. I don't know, like animal breeding. Give Kodo Beasts 3 supply, give the Wind Riders 3 supply each, and that way, well, these fragile units don't become liabilities, and you can still build a decent-sized army. Coming back around, Kodo Beast. Oh, Kodo Beast actually eating a Tuskar Sorcerer here. This is a surprise, and this can only be done by players who really understand and know their maps. If you do not know the map, I do not believe this Tuskar Sorcerer drops a tome or an item, so that makes it okay to eat. If you eat, say, a creep that actually drops an item, that's an item that you are kind of missing out on. Same thing with the tome as well. I just gotta believe that Soin knows the map well enough to, as I'm not quite sure which Tuskar Sorcerer, or if a Tuskar Sorcerer there even drops an item at all. Anyways, it will slowly get digested, and then experience will be given alongside a little bit of gold. That's actually kind of funny, where the Kodo Beast is just gonna finish digesting a meal, and the Blade Master will, if it's close by or no other heroes are nearby, will automatically get up to level 3. If the Kodo eats a creep with the Tome of XP, does the Kodo level up? The Kodo can't level up because it doesn't have any experience. Its strength doesn't go up, its agility doesn't go up, it just, well, you just lose the item. Coming back down to the south side here, and I know, I realize that's a joke, but yeah. Or it could be an honest question. But yeah, nope. Your own units cannot level up. Alright, coming back, only your heroes. Coming back around here, Magnetar, Reaver, Ogre Magi. This bottom right-hand creep camp could be cleared out. Are we going to look at a potential creep jack? No. Undead challenging with a higher level creep camp as the Tauren Chieftain now makes its way across with Stomp. Blademaster with 183 critical strike already. That's some bonus damage from the Kodo Beast. It does have the upgraded War Drums, getting 20% damage bonus instead of just 10. And that's the reason why that Blademaster currently has plus 20 alongside that Orb of Lightning. There's 11 damage there, coupled with that war drums, and that Blademaster already getting in some strong critical strikes before level 5. Coming back around, Tracker going to get taken down here. Meanwhile, Dark Ranger getting very close to level 2. Lich is getting close to level 3. And that Death Knight comfortably sitting at level 4, also with Legion of Doomhorn, which he obviously will sell. Claws of Attack plus 4 picked up and will be, well, given back perhaps to the Lich. That Lich is going to be sitting at perhaps plus 17 auto attack damage, or is that going to be given to the Dark Ranger? No, the Death Knight actually holding on to it. Would have thought the auto attacks on the Lich were just that much more. Prove me right. All right, so Lich ends up with those auto attacks plus 17 damage and a Pure Up of Vitality to give the necessary hit points to try and stay alive. Up on the top left-hand side of the map, Kodo Beast backing away, Shadowhunter purposely keeping his distance as the Tauren Chieftain wants to level up alongside, well, the Blademaster. Tauren Chieftain picking up Endurance Aura, so, well, both sides clearing out those corner creep camps, but not getting the aura item they wanted. Undead getting Unholy Aura, Tauren Chieftain getting Endurance Aura, not quite what they were expecting or hoping for, but in the end, they're just going to sell it for the gold. Now, we can see that there is reinforced defenses and the spiked barricades on the Orc base, so that will prevent a lot of the damage from being dealt, and it also kind of drains the mana on these obsidian statues. As the ghouls are freely attacking those spiked barricades, those spiked barricades are obviously dealing damage back, forcing the obsidian statue to auto heal and then just constantly heal up more units. All right, there's a Devour Magic as we see a Scroll of Town Portal inbound. Are we going to see a surround? Here we are. Tauren Chieftain does put his foot down. A big stomp there. Wind Rider bouncing around here as the ghouls are trying to swarm in. One Wind Rider quickly gets taken down, and well, that 4 supply unit shut it down pretty quickly. All right, Shadowhunter getting taken down as well, and while Undead doing a great job finishing off the Shadowhunter and a very, very early early Wind Rider. All right, more damage coming back on through. Is it going to be enough? Lich down to dead. Yes, Lich now down. Tauren Chieftain gets in a giant stomp here. Is he going to be able to stay alive? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, I believe, was already used. Blademaster is still fighting his way through. Kodo Beast are eating up a couple of ghouls, and with that, the Blademaster needs to retreat back. Death Knight now following up here, and we'll see perhaps a resurrection at the tavern for that Lich. No, one Obsidian statue joining in on the fight as well, as that will be a quick resurrection. Michael, or Lucifer, or Luciel, now going to get back up to 5 over 5 workers harvesting as the Kodo Beast are trying to just simply run away. The Tauren Chieftain actually needs to hang back just a little bit as the Blademaster wants to get an Orb of Lightning purge onto some of those units, and well, and perhaps take down, yes, an Obsidian statue is in the back. Take down the glue that is holding everything together, the Obsidian statue. Once those are gone, suddenly the Undead healing is just not going to be enough. All right, there is a deny right there as the Blademaster does end up finishing off the Obsidian statue and now making his way back off to the north. Blademaster did have Windwalk. He's going to get revealed here. He's going to try to double back around. He does have Spirit Link, so even though he's currently down to 300 hit points, he is going to regenerate, or he's going to be sharing that damage with some of his other brethren, keeping him alive, at least for now. Shadowhunter Resurrection nearly already completed. Blademaster going to get healed back up. Look at all of those icons. That Blademaster doing a great job here as Soin is in a good position, even though he is currently down 1 base. He needs to do something quickly. That earlier engagement actually, I think, benefiting Soin just a little bit, but the longer he allows Lucifer to keep on mining off of 2 bases, the worse he's going to become. That Shadowhunter getting taken out, well, he needs some survivability items, also has that Potion of Greater Mana now. as he is using up a clarity potion to get back up into maximum mana. Perhaps a potion of lesser invulnerability for that Blade Master. Blade Master needs a little bit of mana if he wants to be able to do some wind walking, as we could be going into an engagement here. All right, destroyers, obsidian statues, and ghouls all in the front line spot. Kodo Beast in the back here. Are they going to find some targets? We also are looking at some berserkers, 1-0 upgraded against 1-0 upgraded ghouls. That is now a third obsidian statue joining in on the battle here, as we're seeing some big damage. Are we going to see a quick death of that obsidian statue? Yes, we are. There's a giant stomp onto all of those ghouls in the frontline spot, as the ghouls are trying to swarm and finish off some targets. Shadowhunter in the back position here, as so much damage is just racking up against all of these berserkers. Berserkers have not been able to do all that much. We see a beautiful scroll of healing to heal up all of those ghouls and those skeletal minions in the frontline position. And this frontline army, well, going up against the Tauren Chieftain's stomp seems to be doing all right, as it melted the backline of the Orc before getting, well, torn down itself. Both sides suffering some pretty heavy casualties. Blade Master, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, well, reincarnation right there. Blade Master, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability still available, as the Death Knight gonna come back around, perhaps try to land another Death Coil here. There is a resurrection there. Where is that torrent? Where is the little bit of damage? Yuna's trying to retreat back. Blade Master down to 70 hit points, down to 55. Is he gonna be able to scroll of speed? Yes, he will. And the units are falling back again. Tauren Chieftain somehow still staying alive here. There's some healing wave bouncing around, as Soen currently has a supply lead, but leaving behind some of these very expensive Kodo Beasts could, well, spell trouble. Shadowhunter has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Both sides are going to try to fight their way through. Blade Master sitting at level 4. No Spirit Link right there. Perhaps going to try and slice and dice some of these units. That is a lot of dark minions out here onto the battlefield, and the Blade Master is just hoping for some sort of critical strike to go down here, as the Shadowhunter may try to buy a Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back home. One grunt not going to be able to take that Scroll of Town Portal home there, as the economic advantage of Lucifer starting to really take hold. Expo by Soen is quickly gonna get shut down here. The ghouls, skeletal minions, and, well, mainly destroyers are going to, well, get into position here and provide a bit of stoppage here. We are looking at a couple of sentry wards placed down, as the peons, well, are we perhaps going to try and go for a tiny Great Hall? No tiny Great Hall. Kodo Beast still looking strong. Blade Master is sitting at level 5, and a Blade Master at level 5 with plus 21 damage, and, well, should be picking up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, as he needs some survivability. We've seen that Blade Master with only 750 hit points not be able to do all that much. We are looking at also some Spirit Walkers with, reincarnation, resurrection, and being able to resurrect some of those other Taurens out there on the battlefield, and that may be a way of trying to keep costs down. All right, one Acolyte quickly shut down there. Blade Master now with that Nerubian Tower slowing his auto attacks, being forced to retreat back, really just shaking off that damage. I'm walking here. All right. Coming back off to the north, long distance mining happening. Main gold mines have about 5 minutes of mining overall before they collapse. With that, then, well, Lucifer's advantage with this expo will really start to take hold, as the Tauren Chieftain, Kodo Beast, Berserkers are all here, well, trying to protect these peons. Why are these? All right, is the Shadowhunter coming over with a tiny Great Hall? Yes, he is. All right. So, tiny Great Hall, quick build right there. Blade Master now venturing forth down to the south side here, sees the incoming army. Now, dual Slippers of Agility, Gloves of Haste, Rune Bracers. The Rune Bracers are actually what's giving the Blade Master a little bit more life. I was wondering how the Blade Master was able to survive, forgetting about the reduced spell damage. All right, both sides fighting their way through. One Berserker already taken down. Blade Master going to try to continue to engage. There's a giant stomp across the center. Many ghouls were stunned out, and it's not just the damage. It is the fact that they are not, they're just standing still for that long. Shadowhunter takes a lot of damage here, down to 575 hit points. He could end up getting taken taken down to 38. Potion of Invulnerability in a time transfer as the Shadow Hunter needs to get off another healing wave onto himself if he wants to be able to survive. Is he going to get the healing wave off? Yes, he does. Lich falls at level 3. Destroyers are now trying to chase down that Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter down to 19 hit points, 9 hit points. He turns back around. He had a clear path. Not quite sure what he actually left, as we are now looking at some Orb of Lightning purges going down onto a Destroyer. Destroyer trying to fly up onto high ground, and he gets another purge right there. Is it going to be enough? Is the Destroyer going to be able to shake it? And no, he is not. Purged right over the tree line, unable to survive. And that was an extremely close call there. Soin now in so much trouble, losing that Shadow Hunter, and that Shadow Hunter lost a very big difference, especially as he has not been able to fully saturate this gold mine for long stretches of time. Blade Master now continuing the fight here. Tauren Chieftain in that frontline spot, 260 critical strike, and he needs a lot more of those if he is hoping to get back into this game. Kodo Beast trying to dine and dash as the Kodo Beast, well, tries to get away and without a Shadow Hunter to try and heal, well, he's going to be staying low on hit points for quite some time. Meanwhile, multiple Destroyers are just tearing through the Blade Master. Tauren Chieftain perhaps needs an Orb of Lightning as well, some way to deal damage to those Destroyers, as this is just a Destroyer Obsidian Statue hero army at this point and stage in the game. All right. Little bit of damage getting reflected back here. Obsidian statues are gonna, well, constantly spend mana to try and heal up all of these units. And, well, Shadow Hunter nearly out on the battlefield, but the army size is 40 compared to 58. Lucifer having a big advantage and may be able to, well, ride that advantage all the way through. Because of the heroes, well, the hero's kit, right? Their spells, the Death Coil, the Frost Novas, units become and low hit point units in particular become less useful as the game goes on. 450 hit points at this stage is one Frost Nova, one Death Coil, and suddenly one Berserker is dead, and all of the other Berserkers standing next to him are perhaps low on hit points as well. So the scaling of those skills, you can't really protect against it, as armor is not effective at stopping any of that incoming spell damage. That's the reason why, well, lower hit point units are just later on in the game are just so fragile and weak. Coming back around, we're looking at the Destroyers here, and with so many Destroyers in the air and with no easy way to counter them, as the Berserkers are just falling victim to the high-level heroes of the undead, the Destroyers are now reaching critical numbers. We're looking at, I believe that, I think I've always called them a murder of Destroyers, and being able to, I guess, live up to the name that I chose for them. Coming back around, Great Hall is nearly done as well. No watchtowers, and that is a surprise. We needed to see watchtowers with that fortified armor to try and do something. You could see one quick Berserker getting taken down there, another Berserker quickly getting taken down there, and now in comes a Hex, another Berserker getting taken down, as the Destroyers do in fact have a bit of mana. Tauren Chieftain able to get down a stomp, but you're looking at the Shadow Hunter and the Berserkers just unable to, well, fight back against these Destroyer numbers. Shadow Hunter continue to heal. There is that Rune Bracers now onto that Shadow Hunter to try and keep alive, as the Death Knight gets taken down. Death Knight ends up, well, losing a bit of control of himself, and he gets taken down. Suddenly, all of the burst heals are gone. 45 supply compared to 71. Shadow Hunter, if he survives, no, he is not going to survive. I thought for a moment there could be a chance for Soin with the death of the Death Knight, but instead, well, losing the Shadow Hunter means that what's holding the Orc army together is also, well, no longer there. Kodo Beast trying to finish off some more units. Perhaps we're going to see a stomp here in just a second. Well, Shadow Hunter quickly resurrected. Death Knight also resurrected at the tavern. Big fight at the tavern. Bunch of low hit point units. Are we going to see a stomp here? No. Tauren Chieftain currently getting silence, and that silence pretty much lasting forever. Shadow Hunter going to try and buy some scrolls of healing. Does he buy the scroll of healing? Yes, he does. Able to heal up a little bit more. Trying to get every single bit out of all of these units. Blade Master, however, falls at level 5. Death Knight, is he going to fall? No, he is not. Scroll of Town Portal, everything's going to back away, and we may end up seeing... what is going on here? Okay, I thought the Berserkers were actually attacking that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain heading back off to the north. We have dual Runed Bracer. Do you have dual Runed Bracers? Runed Bracers, okay, on the Tauren Chieftain and on that Shadow Hunter. I thought for a second it was also on two of the three Orc heroes, and like even with dual rune bracers, the hero nuking power of the Death Knight, the Lich, and the shutdown power of that Dark Ranger just simply becoming too much. So many destroyers now flocking off to the north, and that's going to be the end. Check your Discord DMs when you find time. All right, coming back around. Peons now trying to, well, shake off some damage, trying to return some gold, but just simply too large of an army by Lucifer at this point and stage in the game. All right, and that is also why magic immune units are so powerful. As spells get stronger, well, those magic immune units do not have to worry about it. And with that, those destroyers are just impossible to take down at times. Lucifer winning this game, the overall score much closer than I would have anticipated. It felt like Lucifer, well, it was even throughout the match, but Lucifer was just able to grab that gold advantage and then just continued to press on it very, very hard. You can see that unit score difference and that resource difference, perhaps so in harvesting more lumber, but not really getting much out of it. Anyways, oh, Art of Warcraft. Recognize the name now. All right, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.